So good morning all. In today's lecture we'll see classification of discrete time signals. Now we have seen what is meant by discrete time. Discrete time is what? A signal which is at a specified instant of time. We are defining the amplitude, that is known as discrete time signal. We have seen some basic discrete time signal. These are unit step, unit ramp and impulse function or delta function. Now in today's lecture we have to see classification of discrete time signals. Now these are the basic classification of discrete time signal: periodic and non-periodic signal, energy and power signal, even and odd signal, deterministic and random signal. So we'll see one by one. So we'll going to start with periodic and non-periodic signal. So as the name suggests, periodic means what? The signal is going to repeat after its specific interval of time. The signal which is going to repeat after a specific interval of time is known as a periodic signal. So how will you identify a periodic signal? Suppose you have a time, suppose you have a sine wave and the same cycle is going to repeat for a particular time, then it is known as a periodic signal. So I have written here condition of periodicity. Let me take the pointer option. So I have mentioned here the condition of periodicity x of n. This is known as a discrete time signal and is equals to x of n plus n, where this n is known as your fundamental period. This capital N is known as fundamental period. That means from this period the signal is going to repeat. Now I am sketching a discrete time signal. Suppose this is my discrete time signal as a sine wave. The same signal is going to repeat after a specific interval time. So here you consider this is as a capital N, and after this the same signal, I am not sketching the signal here, the same signal is going to repeat as like this. Then it is known as a periodic signal. And for this second part also time is equals to n. When the signal is going to repeat after a specific interval of time, it is known as periodic signal. So condition is given, x of n is equals to x of n plus capital N. This is the condition of periodicity, where this capital N indicates fundamental period, or you can say it is simply a time period. Now a signal which does not repeat after a specific interval of time, that is known as non-periodic signal. A signal which repeats, it is known as periodic. A signal which does not repeat, it is known as non-periodic. So here we will be having x of n is not equals to x of n plus capital N. This is the condition of non-periodicity. Now if the signal is periodic, then we have to find its fundamental period. If the signal is periodic, we need to find its fundamental period. So how to find its fundamental period? For that we need to represent f. F is nothing but your frequency for that particular signal, is equals to k by n, where k will be your any integer number and capital N will be your fundamental period. We have to define f in these terms, k by n, integer by fundamental period, to find whether the signal is periodic or non-periodic. If the signal is periodic, then and then only we can find its fundamental period. Otherwise the signal will be a non-periodic without a fundamental period. Okay. So in some questions there may be have a signal is said to be periodic with a fundamental period, that is not an integer number. This is also the right statement. Okay, signal may be a periodic with a irrational number fundamental period. Now we'll see what is that. So determine the following signals are periodic or non-periodic. If periodic, then find its fundamental period. Now the first one is x of n is equals to cos 0.1 pi n. What is the meaning of this signal? So x of n is signals. We have the x of n as cos wave and it is represented as 0.1 pi n. So we have known the standard formula. Standard formula is what? Cos omega n is my standard formula. cos omega n. Now when you compare with the standard equation, so we able to know that 0.1 pi is the value of omega. Omega will be your digital frequency. Omega will be your what? Digital frequency here. Now 0.1 pi we got the value of omega. So always remember that the fundamental frequency is multiple of pi. If in the equation, if in the signal, if the fundamental frequency is in the term of multiple of pi, then we can say the signal is periodic. Okay, if a single sequence is given and that frequency is multiple of pi, then you can say it is a periodic signal. Now we know that if the signal is periodic, we can say we can find its periodic, we can find its fundamental period also. Now comparing with the standard equation, we have got cos omega n. So here we have got the value of omega as 0.1. So we have known omega is equals to 2 pi f is equals to 0.1 pi, and we'll be getting f is equals to 1 by 20. So 0.1 by 2 is nothing but 1 by 20. Now I have given some hint here. This f is equals to so and so. It should be a ratio of rational number. This should be a ratio of rational number. Now we have seen we have to represent f in terms of k by capital N, where k will be any integer number and n is nothing but the fundamental period. So here 1 represents value of k and this 20 is represents value of capital N. Okay, so we'll be getting capital N is equals to 20. So signal is said to be a periodic signal and its fundamental period is equals to 20. So this is my second part to find the fundamental period, and this is my first part to find the signal is periodic or non-periodic. So what we have to do, first we have to see whether the fundamental frequency is in multiple terms of pi or not. If it is yes, we can find the signal as periodic and we will go further for fundamental period. Now see the second example. In the second example, here it is mentioned that x of n is equals to cos 2n. Now we can see here omega is not multiple of pi. Here it is, what is the value of omega? Omega is equals to 2 only. Omega is equals to what? Omega is equals to 2. So by seeing this equation, you can able to say that the given signal is non-periodic signal. Okay, I have explained furthermore. So I have explained omega is equals to what? Omega is equals to 2 pi f. So we'll get the value of f as, we'll get value of f as what? We'll get value of f as 2 pi by 2. When I cancel 2 and 2 also, I will get pi. So pi by 1. Okay, here it is mentioned that it should be a ratio. So f, it should be a ratio of k by n, where k is equals to any integer number and n is equals to the fundamental period. But when I see the ratio, it is not a ratio of rational number. This is a ratio of irrational number. Okay, so therefore the given sequence is a non-periodic sequence. The given sequence is what? The given sequence is non-periodic sequence. Now let's move further. Now here I have mentioned x of n is equals to e raised to minus j pi n by 6. So what is the standard equation for this? So standard equation is e raised to minus j omega n. That is the standard equation, e raised to minus j omega n. This equation can be further classified as cos omega n minus j sin omega n. This sign is minus, so we'll be having cos omega n minus j sin omega n. Okay, now by comparing this standard equation, we'll get omega as what? We'll get omega as pi by 6. We'll get omega as what? Pi by 6. And you able to see that the omega, that means fundamental frequency, is in multiple of pi, so given sequence is periodic signal. And by comparing the omega as pi by 6, we'll get the value of capital N, and so that is the fundamental period. Now see the fourth example. So in the fourth example, it is mentioned that x of n is equals to sine pi plus 0.2 n. Now see here two different terms are there. One is 0.2 n. So the fundamental frequency is associated only with this n term, only with this small n term. Always remember. So we have known the standard formula, will be getting in terms of omega n only. Okay, and this pi is nothing but the phase shift. Here the pi is what? Pi is the phase shift. So comparing with the standard equation sine omega n plus phi, sine omega n plus phi, where phi is the phase shift for a particular signal. So here fundamental frequency, that is what? Fundamental frequency is 0.2. It is not in the multiple of pi. So we can say the given signal is a non-periodic signal. And if you find the omega is equals to 0.2 and 2 pi f is equals to 0.2, so the ratio of f is not a ratio of rational number. So the given periodic is non-periodic signal. Now see the fifth one. So fifth one signal is what? X of n is equals to cos pi by 3n plus cos 3 pi by 4n. Now when you have a multiple signal, how to calculate the fundamental period, or how to know that given signal is periodic or non-periodic? Now here the fundamental frequency is in multiple of pi. Here also the fundamental frequency is multiple of pi. So both the frequencies are of multiple of pi. We can say the signal is a periodic signal. If this signal is like this, cos 3n, if the signal is like this, cos 3n plus cos 3 pi by 4n, then also the given signal is non-periodic signal, because one is a multiple of pi, other is not a multiple of pi. When both the terms are not multiple of pi, two signals are there, addition of two signals are there, here also this frequency is not a multiple of pi, here also this frequency is not also multiple there, then you see what is the fundamental period. You will get the fundamental period as a ratio of rational number. You will get the fundamental period as a ratio of rational number. That time you can say the given signal is a periodic signal. Okay, now let's see this example. Cos pi by 3n plus cos 3 pi by 4n. So we can see here the fundamental frequencies are multiple of pi, as it is mentioned here pi by 3, and here it is mentioned as 3 pi by 4. It is the multiple of pi. Hence you can say the given signal is a periodic signal. Now by comparing the first equation, we will be getting the omega 1 is equals to pi by 3, 2 pi f1 is equals to pi by 3, f1 is equals to 1 by 6. Now we can see here f is the ratio of rational number 1 by 6, k by n. So we will be getting the n1 as 6. Similarly for the second term, the second term is omega 2 is equals to 3 pi by 4. So 2 pi f2 is equals to 3 pi by 4, f2 is equals to 3 by 8. So we can see that here f2 is equals to 3 by 8, which is a ratio of two rational number k by n, and n2 is equals to 8. Now to find the fundamental period for a multiple sequence or a multiple signal additions, then we have to find least common multiple of both the fundamental period. If three signals are there, we have to find the least common multiple, LCM of three fundamentals period. So here n1 is equals to 6 and n2 is equals to 8. So we know that LCM of 6 and 8, which is the least common number in the table of 6 and in the table of 8, that is what? That is 24. So the fundamental period is equals to 24. Okay, so this is about the periodic signal. Now we'll see about even and odd signal. We'll see even and odd signal. So if you have the sequence x of n, then we have to find x of minus n. We have known that x of minus n is equals to what? X of minus n is the time folding, time reversal, because n is a negative part. Positive n, it is going to be a negative n, and negative n, it is going to be a positive n. So we need to find, or if the equation is there, just replace n by negative n. We'll be getting, if both the signal x of n is equals to x of minus n, if this condition is satisfied, then the signal is said to be even signal. Then the signal is said to be what? Even signal. Now I will show you an example. You consider this is as a sequence of x of n, and if I find the x of minus n also, we will get the same signal. Here it is, you consider here it is minus 1, you consider here it is 0, and you consider here it is 1. I am taking the amplitude as same. Here also amplitude is equals to 1, here also it is equals to 1, and here also it is equals to 1. So the signal is given like this. Now we have to show that the given signal is even or odd signal. We have to find whether it is even signal or odd signal. Now x of n is given. What is the condition of even signal? X of n is equals to x of minus n. So x of n is given. You just need to find x of minus n. So minus n is what? Positive n, it is going to be a negative side, and negative n, it is going to be a positive side. 0 will be at the same position. So 1, it is going to be negative side, minus 1, it is going to be a positive side. So we will be having the same signal. So we can write that x of n is equals to x of minus n. X of n is equals to what? X of n is equals to x of minus n. So the given signal is a even signal. So given signal is what? This given signal is a even signal. Now what is the condition for odd signal? The signal is said to be odd when x of n is equals to minus of x of minus n. So this is known that it is a time reversal, and this minus means what? It is the amplitude scaling. Just we need to multiply amplitude of this signal x of minus n by minus 1. We need to multiply the amplitude by minus 1. Okay, so that is the condition for odd signal. Now here I have mentioned some example. X of n is equals to cos n. So cos n is always an even signal. So we have to check. So cos n is equals to cos minus n. We have known that cos n is equals to cos minus n. So that is the condition of even signal. So you can find x of n is equals to cos n, x of minus n is equals to cos of minus n. Both the signals are same, both the values are same. So the cos signal is a even signal, whereas the sine signal is odd signal. Okay, because sine of minus n is equals to minus of sine n. So minus n, it becomes here plus n. So sine is what? So sine is equals to, sine signal is equals to odd signal. Now we'll check even and odd part. So if the signal is given, we need to find the even and odd part. So we'll be having the condition for even part. So the condition for even part is what? X of n plus x of minus n by 2. So this is the signal. X of n is equals to what? Here x of n is equals to 1, where n is greater or equals to 0. That means from 0 to infinity will be having amplitude as 1, and otherwise amplitude as 0. So we can say that x of n signal is nothing but the u of n signal. Okay, x of n nothing but here it is u of n signal. Now we have to check whether this, we have to find even and odd part for this particular signal. So always remember that when the signal is given, so when you add the even and odd part, will be getting the original signal. So when you find the its even part and odd part, so even part it is mentioned as x e of n plus x0. E stands for even, O stands for odd. Even part of x of n, odd part of x of n. When we add, we will be getting the original signal. I will show how it is the original signal. So we should know the equation for even part. So equation for even part is what? X of n plus x of minus n divide by 2. Divide by 2 means what? It is nothing but the amplitude scaling, or it is multiply by 1 by 2. So you multiply the amplitude by 1 by 2. This is known as the amplitude scaling. Okay, amplitude scaling. So we need to find the even part. So x of n is already mentioned here. So x of minus n. So getting the x of minus n, we have to add. That means what? All the positive value, it becomes a negative value, and all the value negative. So we'll be having the mirror image. So this part, it is going to be at that side, and this part, it is going to be this side. So we'll be having the signal as like this. This is what? This is the even part. It is a direct sketch of even part. So we'll be having positive 1 here also, we'll be having positive 1 here also, divide by 1 by 2. So he'll be having the 1 by 2 amplitude. At 0 it becomes 2. See here, at 0 it becomes 2, because here 0 will be having 1 also, and for the negative part also will be having 0 at 1. So 1 and 1, it becomes 2, divide by 2 it becomes 1. So don't get confused here why it is 1. So at 0 here it is 1, and after taking the x of minus n, will be also having at 0 it is 1. So at 0 will be having 2 amplitude, 1 and 1. So it becomes a 2. So 2 by 2 it becomes 1. So at this point will be having a 2. So this is what? This is the even part. Now let's see for odd part. So odd part, x of n minus x of minus n by 2, or you just multiply it is by 1 by 2. So x of n is there, you find x of minus n, already we have seen x of minus n, and you multiply it by minus 1. When you multiply it by minus 1, will be getting minus of x of minus n. You add both the signal, and after adding, you multiply the amplitude by 1 by 2. That means it is the amplitude scaling. So we'll be getting the signal as like this. So you can see here it is the x of n signal, then x of minus n will be having here, then you multiply the my amplitude here, so you'll be getting a negative side, and 0. Why it is at 0 it is 1? Because here at 0 it is 1. After taking a x of minus n, will be again having at 0 it is 1, and taking the minus, that means amplitude scaling, minus n minus x of minus n. So we'll be having here 0, 1 and minus 1, it becomes 0, and you multiply the amplitude as 1 by 2, will be getting this signal. So this part is nothing but the odd part. This part is what? This part is nothing but the odd part. Now when you add both the signal, even part and odd part, will be getting the original signal as x of n. See, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. See here, amplitude is what? At 0 it is 1, here at 0 it is 1. So at 0 will be getting 1. At 1 it is 1 by 2, at 1 it is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2 it becomes 1, and up to infinity it is 1 by 2. Now here positive 1 by 2 amplitude is there, here negative 1 by 2 amplitude is there. So it becomes 0. So we will be getting this as a 0. So in this way we have to find even and odd part. Just we have to do 3 operation. So time reversal we have to do, okay, then amplitude scaling we have to do, and the third one is what? We have to do addition. This third part we have to do. Amplitude scaling, it will be a positive also, it will be a negative also. That is about the even part and odd part. Now we'll see energy and power signal. So this is very important concept as exam point of view. Energy and power signal. We'll be having question, determine energy for given signal, or determine the power for a given signal. So we have to see the definition of energy signal and power signal. Now a signal is said to be an energy signal if its normalized energy is finite and non-zero. So the energy, that means what? The energy of given signal, it should be a finite and non-zero. So it should not be 0 or it should not be infinity. Okay, the energy, it should not be 0, it should not be infinity, it is in between. It should be a finite and non-zero. And the signal is said to be power signal when its normalized power is finite and non-zero. Also we require power, and that power is equals to power is not equals to, that means it is a finite, it should not be 0 and should not be infinity. So we have some formulas to find the energy. So formula to find energy is summation for E is equals to summation for minus infinity to infinity mod of x of n square. So we'll be having the x of n signal, you take a mod and take a square and apply the summation from minus infinity to infinity. If this energy is finite and non-zero, then the given signal is said to be an energy signal. The given signal is said to be an what? Energy signal. Similar for power, we will be having the formula. So for power, limit n tends to 0, 1 by 2n plus 1, summation for n is equals to minus n to n mod of x of n square. Remember both the formula to find the energy and power. Now when the signal is periodic, almost all periodic signals are power signal. So by seeing the equation, you can able to see that the given signal is periodic signal. First you find its power, don't go for energy, you find its power. If the power is finite and non-zero, then the given signal is power. If the power is not finite and non-zero, you go for energy. Then almost all non-periodic signals are energy signal. When you find a signal as non-periodic, first you go for energy signal. If its energy is finite and non-zero, you go, it is said to be an energy signal. Now if the signal is energy, its power is infinite. If the signal is energy, its power is infinite, and if the signal is power, its energy is 0. Always remember, if the signal is energy signal, its power is infinite. For energy signal, power is infinite, and for the power signal, its energy is 0. So remember the equation of power, remember the equation of energy. Almost all periodic signals are power signal, almost all non-periodic signals are energy signal. The energy of power signal is infinite and the power of energy signal is 0. To have an energy signal, its energy should be a finite and non-zero. To have a power signal, its power is finite and non-zero. We'll see example. So before example, you need some geometric series formula. So what is that formula? So when you have the equation summation for n is equals to 0 to infinity a raised to n is equals to 1 plus a square plus a cube up to a infinity, and the series formula is what? 1 upon 1 minus a. So summation for n is equals to 0 to infinity a raised to n, where this value of a, it should not be a 0, where the value of a, it should not be a 0. Now see here, a raised to n is equals to 1 upon 1 minus a. It should not be a less than 0, or you can say it should not be less. 1 upon 1 minus a, the formula. And when n is equals to 1 to infinity a raised to n, the formula is a plus a square plus a cube plus a raised to infinity, and it is equals to a upon 1 minus a. These two formula will require to find energy and power. So you have to remember geometric series formula. Summation for n is equals to 0 to infinity a raised to n is equals to 1 upon 1 minus a. Summation for n is equals to 1 to infinity a raised to n is equals to a upon 1 minus a, where mod of a, it should be a less than 1. Okay, where mod of a, where this mod of a, it should be a less than 1. Now see the question. Determine whether the following signals are energy signals or power signal, and if it is energy, you have to find its energy. If it is power, we will find its power. So the question is given, x of n is equals to 1 by 2 raised to n u of n. X of n is equals to 1 by 2 raised to n u of n. Now we have known that u of n signal is what? U of n signal is valid for 0 to infinity, having amplitude as 1. Okay, sorry, here it is amplitude, having amplitude as 1, from it is valid from 0 to infinity. Okay, it is like this, will be having 1 1 1 1 up to infinity, and you say that it is u of n signal. So now you see that this u of n signal, this first signal 0 will be having 1. The same signal is going to repeat after the specific time of interval. From 0 it is going to 1, from 1 it is going to 1, going to 2. So here fundamental period is equal to what? Fundamental period is equals to 1. Okay, 0 1 1 2 2 3 and up to infinity. So you can say that u of n signal is power signal, periodic signal. So we know that the periodic signal is power signal. So we have to first find this power. But before this u of n, you are having this term 1 by 2 raised to n. So when I multiply the u of n signal by 1 by 2 raised to n, this 1 by 2 is nothing but the amplitude of this particular signal. So here n represents a time. So for 0 this term becomes 0, for 1 this term becomes 1. That means for 0 it is 1 by 2 raised to 0. So anything raised to 0 is equals to the 1. So here it will have the same amplitude. But here when I multiply the amplitude, so here will be having 1 by 2 raised to 1, then 1 here 2, we will be having 1 by 2 raised to 2, then at here will be having 1 by 2 raised to 3. So amplitude is changing for each and every signal. So you can say the signal is not, the same signal is not going to repeat. The same signal is not going to repeat. So the given signal is non-periodic signal. So to have a periodic signal, the signal, it should be a repeating for a specific interval time. So here it is not. So the given signal is non-periodic signal. So we have known that almost all non-periodic signals are energy signal. So we'll be finding first its energy. If its energy is finite and non-zero, then the given signal is energy signal. If it is not, we have to go for power. Then here it is mentioned that hence we will find its energy first. Okay, so we have known the formula. So E is equals to summation for n is equals to minus infinity to infinity mod of x of n square. Okay, mod means it is the magnitude of given signal x of n. Okay, now here signal is what? Signal is 1 by 2 raised to n u of n. Now we have known that u of n is valid for 0 to infinity. So summation limit will change to 0 to infinity. Summation limit will change to what? Will change to 0 to infinity. Now magnitude of x of n. So the magnitude of given signal is what? The magnitude of given signal is only 1 by 2 raised to n. Magnitude of given signal is, if it is only u of n, its magnitude is equals to 1. Here it is mentioned that 1 by 2 raised to n u of n. So its magnitude is equals to 1 by 2 raised to n. Its square is what? 1 by 2 raised to n and raised to 2. So we will be having multiplication of squaring term. We will be having multiplication of power term. So the power is 2 and n here. So it becomes 2n. Now 1 by 2 raised to 2, it becomes 1 by 4 raised to n. Now here you can apply the geometric series formula. So I have mentioned the mod of A, it should be what? It should be less than 1. So obviously here it is a less than 1. Okay, 1 by 4 raised to n. So what is the formula? Summation for n is equals to 0 to infinity a raised to n. So here value of a is 1 by 4. So the formula is 1 upon 1 minus a. Okay, so what is the value of a? Value of a is equals to 1 by 4. So 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 4, the answer is equals to 4 by 3. So the energy is finite and non-zero. The energy is finite and non-zero. So energy is equals to 4 by 3 joules. So you can say that given signal is a periodic signal. The given signal is a non-periodic signal and it is the energy signal. So we will take the next example like this. So the next example is what? X of n is equals to 1 by 2 raised to n for n is less than 0, and x of n is equals to, also two equations are given, 3 raised to n for n is less or equals to 0, and we have to find its energy or power, so we can say that the given signal is non-periodic signal. Why? Because you can see here 1 by 2 raised to n, here the amplitude is different, here the amplitude is different, and as the n varies, the amplitude also gets varies, so the given signal is a non-periodic signal. So we have to find its energy. If energy is finite and non-zero, will be getting the signal as energy signal only. So we need to find its energy. So here n is less or 0. So when n is less or 0, its limit is ranges from 1 to infinity, and if n is greater than 0, its limit ranges to 1 to infinity. If n is less or equals to 0, its limit ranges from minus infinity to 0. So we have written the E is equals to summation for n is equals to 1 to infinity 1 by 2 raised to 2n. Here 1 by 2 raised to n, for plus two multiple signals are there, so we have the addition. Summation for n is equals to minus infinity to infinity 3 raised to 2n. But we have the geometric series formula only for a positive signal, positive summation. So we need to multiply n as a negative. So here you can directly find. So here the formula is a upon 1 minus a, because limit changes from, summation changes from n to infinity. And here after multiplying with a negative sign, here we'll be having n is equals to infinity to 0. Summation will take place from infinity to 0, but here we'll be having a negative n. So we can write 3 raised to minus 2n. Okay, 3 raised to what? Minus 2n. So we can write 3 raised to 2 is what? 9. So 9 raised to minus n. So we can write this as 1 by 9 raised to n. Okay, so here 9 is what? 9 raised to minus n. Okay, so 1 by 9. So here also here we require the negative sign by changing the negative sign for this term only, by changing negative sign for this term only, limit. So you can take a summation from 0 to minus infinity or minus into 0, summation it will remain the same. Okay, so here we have to apply the formula of summation for n is equals to 1 to infinity a raised to n. Here we have to apply the formula for summation for n is equals to 0 to infinity a raised to n. So here we will be having a upon 1 minus a upon 1 minus a, and at this point we will be having 1 upon a upon 1 minus a, and at this point we will be having 1 upon 1 minus a. Okay, so these two terms are there, and after solving we will be getting the energy at 35 by 24 joules. Okay, so in this way you can find its energy and power. The next signal you can solve it. X of n is equals to u of n, as I have mentioned earlier that u of n signal is periodic. The single signal is repeat after each and every sample. So periodic signal we can find its power. So first we have to go for power. So the formula for power is here. So the magnitude for u of n signal is 1, and it is valid for 0 to infinity. So as I have mentioned here, the summation will take place from minus n to n. So lower term is what? Here lower term is 0 and higher term is equals to n, because n is nothing but your fundamental period. It is repeating, so that's why it is equals to n. 1 raised to n, the formula is summation from n is equals to 0 to n 1 raised to 1 square. So the answer is what? The answer is n plus 2. So when we add square of 1 for nth term starting from 0, so the answer is always equals to capital N plus the higher term plus 1 only. So here we'll be having n plus 1 divided by 2n plus 1. So you apply the L'Hospital rule. So 1 plus 1 by n, 2 plus, or you can say it is divided by n. After dividing by n, we will be getting the value as 1 by 2. So limit n tend to infinity you put, because 1 by infinity it becomes 0. After directly putting the infinity, will be getting the answer as infinity by infinity. That is not the possible case. So for that we need to apply the L Hospital rule. So L Hospital rule is what? You divide the equation by n, so we will not be having the 1 by infinity. So n plus 1 by 2n plus 1 you divide by n, you will be getting 1 plus 1 by n, 2 plus 1 by n. So 1, now you put the limit as infinity, will be getting here 0, here 0, 1 by 2. So the normalized power is finite and non-zero. So in that way we can find the power of a given signal. Now the last classification is what? Deterministic and a random signal. It is very easy. Deterministic signal is what? The signal which can be described by mathematical equation. The signal, any signal which we are defining it by its mathematical equation, it is known as deterministic signal. And the signal which cannot be defined, which cannot be described by a mathematical equation or mathematical form, it is known as a random signal. And random signal is also called as non-deterministic signal or stochastic signal. And always remember that a periodic or non-periodic signal is always a deterministic signal. So what is the example? So deterministic signal, you take the any equation, that is a deterministic signal, and a random signal is the example of noise. So sine wave, cosine wave is the example of deterministic signal, and the noise is the example of random signal.